Hi, my name is Katie Shepherdson. I was in the Catalyst program in December of 2017, which was 10 months ago, and I've been in counseling at Meier since 2012. Recently, while reflecting at my time in the Catalyst program at Meier Clinic in Wheaton, I wondered if healing actually took place during the 15 days, and surprisingly, my answer was somewhat yes, but mostly no. And that might surprise you as someone standing in front of you to tell you a success story of Catalyst, but here's why I came to that conclusion. In a short 15 days, complete healing did not begin. When I was in Catalyst, I went through what I call a gutting. Reboot, re-cleansing, rejuvenation are probably gentler ways to describe what I endured, but gutting fits best because it was messy. As I clawed back up from the bottom, the innards were cleared out. But what did happen was the beginning of healing did start. And the healing started in a supportive, safe Christian environment, and I was able to both trust and have rapport with the staff who were there. When I started Catalyst, I wondered how I ended up there, how I ended up in such darkness, how depression, anxiety, and sensory issues had hit me so hard up against the face and knocked me to the floor. How did I end up needing to take time off from work for mental health treatment? The staff in Catalyst helped change that question into a positive statement. They challenged me to do that. Rather than a statement or a question of how I got there, it became a statement of, I've made it this far. What I needed was new, updated tools to be able to continue the work that I've been doing for decades to work through mental health. So I'd gotten that far, but I needed tools, and they were able to help me both discover and develop those tools during that time. I needed to clear out. I needed both to address past hurts and future dreams, and I needed to change in direction. In counseling sessions and Catalyst with my one-on-one counselor, Dr. Kelly Marquis, I said I was highly motivated to be well and that I would try new things to work toward that end. In the 4 weeks that I was in the program, 2 were the partial hospitalization program and 2 were the intensive outpatient morning program. I wrote an autobiography. I drew self-portraits and abstract self-portraits. I wrote letters to and from my younger self, to and from my older self. I attended group sessions on CBT, DBT, anger, fear, hope, family dynamics, you name it. I listened, I spoke, I showed up and did more than was asked of me. I did hard work and I persevered. So what I'd like to do is revisit my comment on healing during the program. At the conclusion of the 15 days, I was still in bad shape. I was crying every day, and I didn't feel like I could return to work full time. So what I did, and I'm not sure if you're aware, there's an 8-week aftercare program that Meier offers for free. So that had a good, really hook for me that it was free. 8 weeks that you just checked in once a week with one of the counselors, and in doing so, I was able to continue focusing on health and healing. During those 12 weeks, I made intentional decisions daily to continue toward health, and I succeeded in almost every goal I set. I had weekly lunch dates with friends for social interaction. I took daily sensory breaks to help regulate my body from the overstimulation from my environment. I watched what I ate, walked around for exercise. I sought to do something every day that brings joy. I watched what I ate, but I also had fun and tried to do things that would take my mind off of just focus on not things being great, but doing well. And so as I did those things, I also made sure I took time to get through the tough moments, whatever time I needed. In addition to the aftercare sessions, scheduled appointments with my Meier Clinic therapist, Dr. Jane Young, picked up immediately. We're talking 2 days after the program, and it's the work that I've done with her over the past 10 months and really the past 6 years that have helped guide me toward hope and healing. So what then was Catalyst? The gutting occurred, the gunk was cleared out, the group sessions were helpful, and I think I benefited most from my one-on-ones with Dr. Kelly Marquis and then Dr. Hayden during the final week. They provided a safe space to address issues that I had never fully addressed before. They helped point me in a direction forward. They encouraged me during the hard days. They helped me cultivate a great coping tool of drawing and writing. A specific assignment I was given toward the end of the program helped me realize I was worth it. I'd lived 34 years with this idea that I wasn't worth it, and when I finally did begin to realize I was worth it, it sparked a whole new direction of self-discovery, and I've taken steps I never considered before. So I was trying to think of the best word to describe that appointed time that I took off from work for 4 weeks, and then the additional 8 weeks that were intentionally spent working toward health. I considered a long list of words, and the best word, and really the only word that I could use to describe the time, was that it was a catalyst. So, how appropriate. For me, the 15 days were the catalyst of change that launched me into a new season that has continued since the day I completed the program. I left the 12 weeks with 3 foundational life-altering concepts. 1, I trusted myself in ways I never had before. 2, I could think so much more clearly because the emotional and mental clutter had been cleared out. And 3, I was worth it. So thank you to the staff who poured into me. Thank you to the donors that helped offset or at least postpone the cost. In case you didn't know it, it's really expensive. But what I received by the professionals was far exceeded any monetary costs. Specifically, thank you to Jane, who's walked the past 6 years with me this road and recommended Catalyst when I need more support than weekly counseling sessions could provide. And thank you to Kelly, who guided me as my one-on-one counselor and all-around encourager for every single step I've taken forward. And then Dr. Kati Hayden, who's not here, I wanted to thank her for guiding me through from the very first day morning processing group all the way through the outtake paperwork when I told her under no circumstances did I want my likeness or my story shared. And then here I am in front of you today. So a lot of growth has happened, and I'll get to that in a second. But I consider myself so very fortunate to be part of this Meier family, where I have a therapist, a psychiatrist, and now the entire staff of the Catalyst program. I still continue with counseling sessions and doctor's appointments, and I'd say that's a necessity. It's not only a reality that I need to do in order to maintain mental health. The visits will always be good check-ins to know I have a safe space to go. A space where I can go where my counselor knows if she can be the support I need or if I need more support, as she did one day last November. It's because of those check-ins that I didn't fall through the cracks. It's an honor to stand before you today, still a work in progress, but a more confident, self-assured woman achieving what I never thought possible. I advocate for myself. I know that I'm worth it. In my hope of hopes, I desire to be rid of these challenges and not to carry the burden, but I'm not carrying it alone. And I cannot speak highly enough of what that support looks like, both from my professionals and then from the work I've done to develop that with my family and my friends as well. I'm keeping an eye out for depression, but I'm standing firmly with a foundation that's almost like a rebirth. And here are just a few of those examples of what that rebirth looks like. On October 1st, I took on a job at work as a supervisor. This position was offered back in February, and I wasn't able to take on the additional stress or responsibility that the position took. When it came around again, it was a no-brainer. I'm ready. Also, I'm surprising myself with the confidence I have to step into social situations. During Catalyst, one of the revelations we had is that I have sensory processing challenges that were undiagnosed. And over the course of this year, I've learned what works and what doesn't work to help regulate sensory stimulation. And because I'm more physically grounded, I'm willing and able to step into more situations and take on more at work as long as I take sensory breaks. Also, another is that I'm standing in front of a group of strangers, sharing my story, reaching the farthest tips of vulnerability, willing to be seen. It's a really big deal. To me, one of the things that's most noteworthy is I started grad school at Wheaton in their brand new program, Humanitarian and Disaster Leadership, this summer. I went from December, where I could barely decipher words on a page and felt like I had a broken brain. Reading comprehension was basically 0, and now I'm taking quizzes, reading hundreds of pages, doing online discussions for these online courses that I'm taking, and it's such a night and day difference. Yeah, it's amazing. I'm balancing school and work. I've also begun attending a church, which is something that's been a goal but hasn't been able to happen for the last 8 years. And I'm spending intentional time building relationships with people who are becoming my anchor. I'm moving forward, aware of what was behind, but focusing on what's ahead. And I'd like to conclude with an excerpt. I did a lot of writing during, but mostly after Catalyst, and really processed through a lot. And then this is just one of those writings. It's called "This is Hard." Okay. This is hard. These words have so much power to me. Whether a minor setback or an indescribable loss, an acknowledgement that this is hard gives permission to all of the thoughts, feelings, and emotions that come with that experience. Saying this is hard gives voice to pain or struggle. This is hard gives permission to feel weak and vulnerable. This is hard explains why I feel unsure or uneasy. This is hard doesn't compare my circumstance to yours. This is hard tells of a difficult journey. This is hard means I might need to sit in it for a moment while I catch my breath. But this is hard is the starting point for moving forward. This is hard means that I might need new tools to get past through this situation. This is hard means I might need help with what I'm facing. This is hard means I'm tough for facing it. This is hard means I need to persevere. This is hard means I'm strong. This is hard, but it's not impossible. This is hard, but it doesn't need to break me. This is hard, but it doesn't define me. This is hard, but I will overcome. And on the very far end, this was hard, but I've been through the fire and have come out refined. I am stronger. All right, so thank you so much for this opportunity to share with you the experiences I had in Catalyst and the life-changing effects it's had thus far. I'm pressing onward with Micah 6:8 as my guide to act justly, love mercy, and walk humbly. Thank you.